battleships working, the raiders operating. There's a huge cruise ship right there. $10 parking. So we're gonna take the Hornblower cruise.
Tickets yet? Where you from? Huh? Oh, Marine?
So there's the 2-hour harbor tour schedule. And then the cost $31 per, $33 per person, $16 per people. Children.
Hey, we got midway tickets over here.
So we're going to be taking the Admiral Hornblower for a 2-hour harbor trip. It's around San Diego Harbor.
Hawakan ko din sa mga boys. To be sure.
Okay, we're gonna ride the boat now. Hello?
Welcome.
No, thank you. We're gonna go upstairs. All right. The second floor deck. Oh, nice. Alrighty, thank you. I think we can. Here we can. There's a ladder. There's stairs over here. Going up the top floor deck.
vessel as we cruise today. That's a cruise ship. We didn't notice. Which one? Let's see. Eurodam. Holland America. It is cruise ship season. 3 cruise ships in port we can handle. This is the B Street Pier, the B Street Cruise Ship Terminal, and behind us the Broadway Pier, and the Port Pavilion building on top there. We're probably getting underway at 5 o'clock. That's when they usually leave. And you got the fuel barge next to it, the Robin J, the Peyton J. Refueling here. But look at the little sea lion on the buoy there. Look at the one on the ball. Take a picture of him. Or don't. Whatever. Calm down. You see the sea lions, but look at all these other things over here. Can you see all these other things? Well, these are called birds. Black ones, double-crested cormorants. It's like a big brown pelican, or not. And of course, don't miss out on all this random exotic seagulls as well. Now, whatever you do not feed the birds. Birds are gross. But also, if you feed one bird, every single bird will come over here. And I got a roof over my head, I'm safe. You guys out there, it's all gonna be on you, if you know what I mean. And if you saw how big that brown pelican is, well, you know what? Don't stand under pelicans. Take that advice. It's like a shower. You saw a sea lion, might as well look at a submarine. Maybe see a nuclear submarine every single day of your life. I do. But if you don't look to the right, submarine base San Diego. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 submarines. Big black thing in the water. If you can't see it, God help you. Home to some of the 3rd Pacific Fleet 688 or Los Angeles class nuclear submarines. Well, I guess there's a different one in here today. So you can see it, 3 on the middle pier here. You see the conning tower, see the, but on the far pier there's a weird one. It's foreign. It's from Chile or somewhere in South America. But it's a little one. Look at that little baby submarine over there. Little diesel electric one. So look at ours. Look at theirs. Ours are a lot bigger. A little spit of land past the submarine base there. You're looking at Ballast Point. They named it after the beer. On the top of Point Loma at the end, you can see some buildings at the top there. That's Cabrillo National Monument, the only national park in San Diego County. Coronado was actually privately owned at one point, so people owned it. However, unfortunately for them, Congress appropriated it. Congress took this land, gave it to the Navy, 1917. Backdrop there. So come take that picture, take that selfie. I know you want to. Come on. Instagram and Snapchats. Whatever the kids are doing these days, I don't know. Now would be the time.
ito, dito ka. Downtown San Diego.
Feet wide. It holds up to 85 aircraft and also carries 6,500 brave men and women. And actually 20% of the crew on these warships are women. Now these warships are the largest single weapon on the planet. Now they have an expected life of 50 years. They cost $4.5 billion. They have 20 stories high. They have 4.5 acres of flight deck, 4 steam catapults, 3 arresting vehicles, 5 galleys that go 23 hours a day. They also have 2 nuclear house reactors creating 64 megawatts of power. That is enough power to power a mid-sized city. Now these reactors superheat water, create steam for propulsion, catapult, drinking water, and electricity. Now if you want to put this in perspective of how large that carrier really is, look off over to your left. Well, look to your left, pick any of the buildings in the downtown area. So if we was able to take that carrier, number 71, out of the water, standing on end next to any of those buildings in the downtown area, that carrier is twice as tall as any of those buildings in the downtown area. Now the next warship you're going to see right in front of that carrier is Coronado San Diego Pacific Highway. So if you look off over to your right, guys, you're going to see 1 or 2 of the ferries that will bring you from San Diego over to Coronado. We have the Cabrillo right up to the dock right now. And on our left side, we have the Silvergate that is coming across the bay right now and come over here and tie up. Behind it is the Fairlanding Marketplace, but they do have several shops and eateries that they have over there. And they do have an Italian style, Mexican style, Mediterranean. They also have a very nice ice cream style as well. Now for those of you who want to go over to Coronado and explore, you can rent kayak, paddleboard, jet ski, and really enjoy yourself in the bay. Now if you want to take a nice bike ride, you can rent your nice bike, head in the same direction we headed right now towards the Coronado Bridge. And at the end of that bridge, guys, is a very nice park. Now on a beautiful day like today, you can go out, bring a blanket, have a nice picnic, and really enjoy yourself at that park. So if you got small kids, grandkids, big kids, it don't matter.
You've been to
That's
that
a very
park,
nice
yeah.
park.
It's really nice.
Now, you don't need to be a guest at the hotel to enjoy its unique agriculture and beauty. They do encourage anyone interested to come over and explore to find woodwork, unique shops, restaurants, and a beautiful beach. Now, the wood there was used redwood and pine, and there was no nails used in the original construction of the hotel. The beaches on the other side of the hotel is actually public beaches, amongst the finest in Southern California, and was also voted as one of the top 10 beaches in the world by the Condé Nast Travelers. Now, if you look to your right, guys, you're going to see that landmass with the rocks around it, palm trees, the building behind it. That is the Coronado Marriott Hotel. Very nice hotel facing the bay. Now you can rent kayaks, paddleboards, jet skis to really enjoy yourself in the bay. Now also in Coronado and surrounding areas, there has been over 130 movie and television shows filmed. One of the most famous movies was released back in 1959. This movie starred Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon, and Tony Curtis. This movie is called Some Like It Hot. Now today I played a big part in a lot of different authors coming to stay for several months, or even several years. And during that time there has been over 11 novels written. One of the most famous authors to come to stay was L. Frank Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz. Now he said, as he stayed at that hotel, the castle-like structure inspired him to create the city of Oz for his book. Now the movie version was released back in 1939. That was the same year as Gone with the Wind. The Hotel del Coronado is the second largest wooden structure in the U.S. Now, if you look to your right, guys, you see this landmass off on our right. We got palm trees, the rocks, and towards the bridge, like a little beach area over there. That's that park I was telling you guys about. So if you got small kids, grandkids, a very nice park. Bring some blankets and chairs. But what I like about this park, guys, here in San Diego, on some weekends and during the summertime, they have what they call movie night under the stars. where they'll play a kid-friendly movie. So you can bring the family out, bring some chairs, blankets, something to snack on, and really enjoy yourself watching a movie under the stars. Now, as we continue going south, we're going to go under the Coronado Bridge. Now, the Coronado Bay Bridge was built between 1967 and 1969, and it cost around $49 million. Before this bridge was built, that was 5 ferries that headed from Coronado to San Diego. Now, the Coronado Bridge is an orthotropic design. It is not suspended by cables, such as the famous Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. The Coronado Bridge is 200 feet tall, and it is 600 feet between the center span. This allowed every class of the Navy ships to fit under the bridge, with the exception of our aircraft carriers. That is why they are behind us. Now, you may notice the bridge is not straight, but it has a curve to it, especially on the right side. The curve not only allowed the bridge to achieve greater heights needed for ships to pass, but it is not too steep for vehicles to climb. The design provides an economic advantage as well. The builders of the bridge discovered that if the U.S. bridge is over 2 miles long and is the main entrance to a military installation and meet a field specification, that federal funding would be available. Therefore, the original 1.8 mile long bridge became a 2.12 mile span we see here today. This makes the Coronado Bridge just slightly longer than the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, these upright supports of the bridge, well, these have recently been upgraded and made earthquake resistant at a cost of approximately $94 million. That is twice as much as the original bridge cost to be built. Now, the bridge opening ceremony was in 1969 and was dedicated by the governor of the state of California, Ronald Reagan, who was going to do 2 terms as president of the United States. 2 maritime cargo business, shipbuilding, repair company, and hundreds of supporting business that contribute to 42,000 jobs and nearly $7.6 billion annually. So coming down on my left side, guys, you're going to see 2 cream or beige color looking buildings. First of all, they're not buildings. They're actually a floating dry dock. Now, what a floating dry dock is, or what it does, they have ballast tanks at either side of the wall. They fill it up with water, it sinks down, the Navy drives their warship inside of it. That's how they're able to get these warships out of the water. Now, this area off to my left is called Bae System. Now, Bae System is basically like your paint body shop. All-door civilian company. They normally work on Navy contracts. They do sandblast from hydroblasting on the hull of these ships, and they release tiny particles of possible hazardous material into the atmosphere. Now, the white plastic shrink wrap you see on those warships, that is not the Navy trying to hide anything from you guys. That's actually the shipyard wants to protect the environment and our wildlife that we have here. So the first 2 warships that was in that floating dry dock, 2 early bird class guided missile destroyers, number 86 and number 105 are early bird class guided missile destroyers. Now, earlier I did mention these early bird class guided missile destroyers are 505 feet long, 55 feet wide, have over 355 brave men and women. Now, they all have something on board that is called the Aegis weapon system. This system is used to track and to guide weapons to destroy enemy targets. It is a 4 megawatt phase radar that can track up to 100 targets at one time. Coming up on is General Dynamic NASCO. Now, if you're looking at this blue and green looking building, that is not a building. Once again, that's a floating dry dock. Inside of it, guys, just to let you know, it is not an aircraft carrier. That is an LHD. That's a landing helicopter docking ship. Now, it looks like a carrier, and the Navy calls it a carrier. Now, this whole area right here is part of General Dynamic NASCO. Now, General Dynamic NASCO has been designing and building ships since 1959. They specialize in auxiliary and support ships for the U.S. Navy, all tankers and dry cargo carriers for commercial market. NASCO is the largest manufacturing employer in San Diego. The company Sorry about that, guys. I had to talk to the Navy warship in front of us. So, back over here. Don't worry. So this ship you're looking at right here, this gray ship, This ship is pretty new, about 8 months old. Now you may look at it and say, well, Cap, that ship don't look complete, but actually, guys, it is completed. So what this ship actually does, guys, is owned by the Navy. It's going to be running by a military sealift command. But what this ship does, guys, you see the red, the black, and the gray, that whole ship is going to sink down. And that's where, when it sinks down, that's how they're able to put amphibious assault vehicles and other supplies and necessities that are needed out to sea. The newest warship that General Dynamic NASSCO has built is on the far end here. That ship on the back of it said Loreline. She is brand new. She's about 2.5 months old. Now she hadn't even went out to sea to do her sea trials. What they do is put the ships on this end over here. They go over every nut, bolt, rivet. They go over plumbing, mechanical, electrical, and make sure it's fit for sea trial. And then they'll take it out to sea. Once it's past the sea trial, then they'll call that company up and say, hey, come pick your ship up. But I'll give you some more information about General Dynamic NASSCO once we turn around and come back. So we're going to be a little bit farther away than I like to be coming up on these warships on my left side. And the reason being, I got a warship that's kind of just sitting in the water. He's not dead in the water, but he's sitting there to wait till the asset barrier open up. So we're going to go a little bit wider than normal. But I'll still give you some information, and once we turn around, maybe they then went into their berth. Now for this point going forward, guys, every warship that you see now is active and ready to go at a moment's notice. All the warships you see behind us, they're in a shipyard, so they're not like ready to go at a moment's notice. But understand, there's no mothball fleet here. From Pier 1 off to your left, going forward, all the way down to the last warship that you can see, this whole area is 32nd Street, Navy Base, San Diego. Not much like a small city with all the amenities and services a city would provide. There are restaurants, laundromat, housing, movie theaters, gym, vocational schools, banks, bars, shops, you name it. Each day there are about 29,000 uniformed military or Florida shore on base. About 4,000 of them are living on the base. The rest of them are living in the community or staying on board the ship. Now currently there are over 50 active duty warships on port right here in San Diego. Although you'll never see as many here at one time. Now what you're seeing right now is called the wet side of the base. On the other side of Harbor Drive is called the dry side of the base. Now the base was originally 97 acres and then expanded during the Korean War to 1,100 acres. It has 11 miles of piers, 25 plus miles of roads, and 6 billion seaworth floats actually contracted by the Navy. And that company right there is Edison West Offshore. Now these Z-drive tractor tugs right here, guys, they can go 10 miles going forward, backwards, to the left, or to the right at the same speed. Very powerful, very maneuverable. So I want to point something out to you since we're looking at this destroyer. You're looking at the front of the vessel, you see number 60 on front, see all the crew, you see that big gun sitting up there. Look up top on the next level up past that gun. You're going to see something that looks like an R2-D2 kind of light gray trash can with a dome on top. Well, that is a very powerful, they got one on the bow, in the front and on the back. This right here, guys, is a closed-in weapon system. They call it a seagulls. The Navy says it's the last line of defense for anti-ship missiles. That thing right there is just like a Gatling gun. The difference is, guys, this one is ran by hydraulic and is water cooled. If not, it'll burn itself up. That thing right there can shoot anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 rounds a minute. So basically what that would tell me, whatever's in its way will move, or it's going to disappear. So guys, we're going to turn around this channel marker right here, number 32, this red one. And what we're going to do, as I turn to my left, I want to point something out to you to my right. First of all, you're going to see the harbor police right there. So as I turn to my left, guys, look way in the distance. You're going to see a hillside, and way in the distance, that hillside is still one of Mexico. We're about 6.5 miles away. Like I said, we got 2 harbor police over here hanging out, and you're going to see that large car carrier right here tied up to the docks over here. If you look on land over there, you're going to see a lot of cars over there. That is National City Marine Terminal. That is one of 2 of the main terminals operating belonging to the Port of San Diego. Now that car carrier right there, believe it or not, guys, can hold anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 automobiles. I'm still trying to figure out how it floats. So we're going to be turning around here now, and we're going to get an opportunity on the right side to look at some of these Navy warships that is tied up at Pier 13, going all the way back to Pier 1. Now if you look on Pier 13, we're looking at LHA number 8, landing helicopter assault ship. Now, like I say, guys, it looks like a carrier. The Navy calls it a carrier. The difference is, guys, it does not have a traditional catapult and arresting cable as those Nimitz-class carriers do. So what that tells me, guys, no jet's going to be taken on and off of this ship. But it does carry the helicopter, the jump jet, 50 assault vehicles, other supplies and necessities that are needed out to sea. Now, they also carry out battle-ready Marines. So earlier, guys, we saw a lot of destroyers. We saw one by a carrier. We saw about 4 of them by the shipyards over there. Now you get to see the newest destroyer. So on Pier 12, you're looking at number 1001 and number 1000. This is the newest destroyer. So you get to look at the front and back of that new destroyer. You can look and see how she's very stealthy. So this is what our Navy's doing, guys, is building more Navy warships that are able to go in shallow waters, goes in those lakes, bays, and sound. Now this ship right here can make about 45 knots, which is very fast. That's pretty fast, no brakes. So number 1001 is the first of her class. She's the zoom walker. She's the first of her class. If you look behind number 1001, guys, behind her, you see number 59? That is a Ticonderoga class Guadalupe cruiser. Now that cruiser, guys, is 570 feet long, 66 feet wide, got a crew of 380 brave men and women. Now this ship also has something on board that's called the weapon system. Now this system is used to track and guide weapons to destroy enemy targets. Now the difference between the destroyer, which is to her right of number 59, the destroyer carries 82 vertical launching tubes. That cruiser number 59 carries 120 vertical launching tubes. The cruiser number 59 is 70 feet longer than the destroyers. They both have an aged weapon system. Now, if you saw that movie Battleship that came out a few years ago, these are the same style of warships that was actually in that movie. Now, the Navy have a lot of these style of warships because they're very maneuverable, agile, mobile, can carry a lot of crew and ammunition. That ship is owned by the Navy, but it is ran by military sea level command.